Welcome everyone. So this is a review of the FDUCE SL40 microphone. Now you can see it's up here on this stand to my left, and you can probably hear the audio coming directly from it as I speak. You can see I'm not very far from it, but this is a unique brand. I've never heard of it before. I was looking at alternatives, probably similar to the alternatives that you were looking forward to, the MV7 from Shure, the SM7B, the Samsung, what was it called? The Samsung Q2U and a few of these other microphones. And this came up at such a great price that I felt I just had to purchase it. It was less than 50 quid, I think, according to the Camels. So you can check the history of Amazon prices. And this seemed to be the lowest price it was yet. So £47, I'm guessing that's roughly what, like $60 for this quality of microphone. Now I'm slightly off axis, as you can tell, and I'm recording it onto Audacity. You can see behind me, and I'm going to sync this in post, and you'll be able to hear exactly what this sounds like. And hopefully you'll be pretty satisfied. And the only thing I'm going to do is probably just increase the volume in post. I probably won't do any more than that. And if I do, you'll see some of the edits that I would have made on the screen. I'll make sure you can see what changes were made in post. But I'm hoping what you can see here is that for not a lot of money, you can have a USB powered dynamic microphone and use it in a room that's actually not treated, right? It's not treated. There's a wall to my left. There's a wall behind me. It's carpeted, but I do have like a plastic flooring for protecting the floor with so my chair doesn't wreck the carpet. So there's a little bit of plastic down there, and we've got a hard table here, and you can hear that kind of sound rejection. The further I move away from the microphone, the worse it sounds, and you can't really hear it so much. And this is perfect for those voiceovers, for using it as a podcast microphone, or just actually leveling up your quality on even phone calls, or even Zoom, or even Teams meetings. And I have tried it on my Samsung S20 Plus, which still has a USB port. And with that USB port, you can plug this in directly. So it comes with a USB to USB-A cable, but it also comes with an adapter. And so that adapter gives it the conversion to USB-C. And so that's actually how it's plugged into the computer at the moment as I'm speaking. Now, the other thing is that you do also get an XLR cable in the box, which is great. I haven't tested it out. I don't have an XLR input of any kind. And to be honest, the main purpose of buying this microphone was not to use the XLR anyway. So the fact that what you're hearing is coming through with a USB recorded microphone is actually quite impressive. And I think even things like the plosions and so on, I don't think they're too bad. And if they were, we get really close and it sounds pretty terrible, or it can sound a bit boomy. Now, if you want to just avoid that, you can move a little bit away. And so you have that. We can drop the gain down as well on the microphone. So you've got nice rubber buttons at the top. There's a mute switch at the top as well. And on the rear, you've also got this input for the headphones. So I'm actually able to hear myself speak as I'm recording this, which is just something I've not really experienced very well in the past. Now, I have had something similar in the past, and when there's that latency issue, when there's a bit of a delay, it's a bit odd. You can't get used to that echo. You speak, you hear yourself, etc. There's none of that here. It's zero latency. I can hear myself immediately as I'm talking. Now, some people don't really like the design with the words FDUCE written on the side, and I'm not even sure that's how you pronounce it. But to be honest, if you're just using it as a voiceover mic, it doesn't really matter what it doesn't really matter what it says on the side, because it's not going to be in the shot. Now, in this scenario, yes, it is in the shot. But when I plan to use this for voiceovers, I think this will work really nicely. It means I've spent £47. I haven't had to spend any more money on additional hardware, additional software, anything like that. Audacity is free. So actually, as a microphone that's less than 50 quid, that challenges some of the more budget, well-known brands, I think this sounds really, really good. There's really not much else to say. You're listening to the quality, you're listening to the audio. I don't have my 4K camera at the moment, but I had to shoot this on my phone because I didn't want to miss an opportunity to share this experience with you. And I think you'll agree with me that this sounds fantastic. It actually, in the box, what else you get? You also get a thread adapter. So if you do have a different size mic stand, so I've got this Joby stand right here, and you can see this is a much smaller connector than your typical mic stand that I've got here in front of me on this desk. and it's got the larger thread, but it also comes with that adapter in the box, which is fabulous. You don't actually get a stand with it, which you probably do need to consider in terms of the price point. I'm not sure if many of them actually do come with stands anyway. So actually it's probably fairly compatible. I mean, here's another stand, just so you can see the thread I'm talking about, and you can see there is a big difference there, but you do get an adapter between the two and you can use them interchangeably, which is fantastic. And I really like that about this microphone. They've thought about the design, the appearance, this filter on top is, if I just pull this off, you can see that okay, it's not massive, and you can see what's underneath there as well. And so, this feels really great. It's metal, it looks pretty professional. You stick that on there. And actually, you know what? If I remove that branding, I took away the stickers, the printing, I put some stickers over it. Actually, I'd be pretty happy with this mic to be shown on screen and so on. And if you want, you can use a boom arm. You don't have to be using this, reduce any vibrations going through to the microphone. But just this sound, I'm really impressed with it. And I just wanted to share that with you. I think, yeah, great mic, great price. Can't really go wrong. Thanks for joining me. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.
This is the FDUCE SL40X. First things first, I want to say that I do recommend getting the SL40 because of the gain control and the mute feature, which I really wish that this microphone had. Okay, so first, I'm using an audio interface because I can adjust the gain, which is what the SL40 has. So this is around where the volume would be with no audio interface. I was just using an XLR to USB cable. But I do recommend getting a audio interface if you're going to get this microphone, because I do think you need to boost it to get the best out of this microphone. It doesn't really pick up background noise that much. I'm gonna type on my keyboard. This is while I'm talking, you can't really hear it that much. It's a little bit there, but it's not much. This is with me being silent. But yeah, overall, I've gotten a lot of compliments on this microphone over the course of having it, which is not that long, probably like 2-3 months. Probably gotten over like 20 compliments, which is really, really good. So I very much recommend this if you're on a budget. Just make sure the audio interface or the XLR cable could get the 96 kHz sample rate that this provides, so you get the full bang for your buck, I guess, for getting this microphone, and you're not limited because the XLR to USB was only 48, so I was being limited. But this is the full effect of the microphone. This is what it sounds like, boosted, of course, with the audio interface. Probably around here without. But yeah, definitely recommend. Really good microphone. Definitely. I promise you're not gonna regret getting the SL40, because down the road with this mic, you're gonna see the return windows closed. You're gonna be like, man, I should have got the SL40. He was right,
Hoy os traigo mi experiencia con el micrófono FDUCE SL40, una joyita que realmente me ha sorprendido, especialmente considerando su precio. De hecho, estoy usando este micrófono en este mismo momento para grabar este vídeo. En mi caso, lo he utilizado para grabaciones caseras, streaming, gaming y videoconferencias. Después de 3 meses de uso, quiero compartir con vosotros los puntos fuertes y débiles que he descubierto. Empecemos con los puntos fuertes. Desde que comencé a utilizar el FDUCE SL40, la calidad de sonido ha sido realmente sorprendente. La claridad y la fidelidad del audio han superado mis expectativas, especialmente dada su etiqueta de precio. Un punto realmente que aprecio es la facilidad de conexión a través del puerto USB. La simplicidad de enchufar y listo lo hace accesible para cualquier usuario, incluso para los menos técnicos. Por otro lado, ya sea para streaming, gaming o grabaciones caseras, este micrófono se adapta perfectamente a diferentes situaciones. La supresión de ruido es notable, proporcionando una experiencia de audio inmersiva. Si queréis que me centre en los puntos débiles, en cuanto al diseño es bastante básico. No es el micrófono más elegante, pero por el precio no puedo quejarme demasiado. La funcionalidad es lo que realmente cuenta. Por último, un detalle a tener en cuenta es su sensibilidad al manejo brusco. No es frágil, pero conviene manejarlo con cuidado para evitar problemas a largo plazo. Después de 3 meses, puedo decir que el FDUCE SL40 ha demostrado ser un competidor sólido en su rango de precios, y lo recomiendo al 100%. Si te ha gustado esta reseña, puntúala como útil para que otras personas puedan verla.
Hoy es 2 de mayo del año 2024. Hoy me llegó el FDUCE SL40 que pedí por Amazon. Ya pude conectarlo después de media hora que tardé en poderlo conectar a la interfaz de audio, pues porque mi mayor interés es que sea manipulado por entrada tipo Canon, ¿cierto? También lo probé por el USB tipo C, suena bastante bien, todas las opciones de acá funcionan bien, el micrófono suena muy bien, el mute también, entonces tiene una buena graduación del sonido. La verdad me gustó mucho este micrófono, considero que por su precio da mucho que desear, da excelente experiencia, es todo fantástico, la verdad. Más para proyectos de podcast, para proyectos de conversatorios, para proyectos de todo tipo de proyectos y tiene muy buena captación de la voz. No capta ruido ambiente, que era algo que me llamaba mucho la atención porque obviamente este tipo de micrófonos para podcast lo primordial es que no se use, no capte ruido ambiente para que sea mayor fluidez, tema de la voz, ¿cierto? Me gustó mucho, lo recomendaré 1000 veces. Es una gran compra por $52 que me costó. Y es muy buen micrófono. La verdad lo recomiendo bastante.
So, ich mache jetzt hier mal einen kleinen Audiotest von dem FDUCE SL40 Mikrofon. Ich habe es gerade direkt über USB-C an mein MacBook angeschlossen und ich nehme das Ganze mit dem Gratisprogramm OBS Studio auf. Und zwar ist gerade alles unbearbeitet. Ich bin etwa 10 cm vom Mikrofon entfernt, habe den Popschutz drauf. Dennoch, das ist so ein bisschen ein Manko. Der Popschutz, wenn man sehr nah rangeht, ich bin jetzt 5 cm entfernt, wenn ich jetzt Popschutz sage, dann hört man, das poppt doch noch stark. Das kann man aber sehr gut verbessern, indem man einfach so ein bisschen seitlich reinspricht. Jetzt bin ich immer noch 5 cm entfernt und sage Popschutz und das geht schon deutlich besser. Ansonsten muss man wirklich relativ nah ran, damit der Ton wirklich gut ist. Ansonsten würde ich auch noch empfehlen, dass man das Ganze, dass man das Mikrofon nicht berührt, während man aufnimmt, denn so Geräusche, jetzt berühre ich den Ständer, ich habe das jetzt auf so einem Standmikro, was halt eben auf dem Tisch steht, dann hört man das nämlich schon relativ stark. Wenn man das aber in den Mikrofonarm reinmacht, ist es deutlich besser. Und jetzt mache ich mal noch eine kleine Bearbeitung rein, also so ein paar Filter in meinem Programm, also sowas wie Kompressor, Expander, Limiter, 3-Band-Equalizer, Rauschgate und dann hört sich das Ganze so an. Man kann das natürlich auch noch deutlich besser bearbeiten in einem anderen Programm, aber ich muss sagen, mir gefällt der Ton total gut, gerade für diese Preisklasse und dementsprechend, wenn man da noch ein bisschen Bearbeitung reinsteckt, dann kann das wirklich auch mit Mikrofonen mithalten, die das 10-fache kosten und vor allem sieht das Mikrofon auch super aus. Dementsprechend finde ich das Mikrofon preis-leistungstechnisch wirklich super.
Micrófono FDUCE SL40, uno de los micrófonos más baratos del mercado y que te puede brindar una calidad muy profesional en el sonido. Este micrófono puedes encontrarlo en Amazon por $40. Si andas buscando un micrófono barato y elegante, ¿no? Porque esta robustez que ves aquí es hecho de metal y tiene un antipop también bastante bonito. Y no solo lo bonito, sino este sonido hermoso que te da este micrófono, el FDUCE SL40X. Pues hay una versión que es SL40. Esa versión trae una entrada para auriculares, este no la trae, y una entrada USB-C para aquellas personas que no quieren complicarse la vida con cables XLR. Yo estoy utilizándolo aquí en la versión SL40X y con una grabadora Tascam, pues también puedes utilizarla con una mezcladora.
Pour ce test de son d'Amazon, j'ai pour l'instant le micro casque que vous entendez. On va passer depuis la carte son du micro au naturel. Il faut savoir que le micro sort en son piste unique, donc il faudra le mettre en son mono, table de son. Et là on passe du coup avec le son du micro non traité. Vous pourrez voir en fait que c'est un son très naturel et posé, mais sans traitement de filtre. Et là, je vais le passer. Du coup, avec le son traité via Voice Meter, on peut avoir un son un peu plus podcast. Donc, si jamais vous voulez acheter ce micro, il n'est pas très cher. Celui-ci, c'est un XLR, donc il n'y a pas la version USB-C. Et aussi, c'est la version moins chère, mais aussi la version moins chère qui vient du reconditionné Amazon Warehouse. La mousse directement, ça donne à peu près ce filtre-là. Donc voilà. Voilà.
The product XLR cable is missing and audio monitor is not working. Overall product is good and quality is good, but the size of table clamp is shorter. I think if the size of table clamp is bigger, like 3 or 4 inches, I can independently use this from this area or this area of my table, but let's see when they upgrade this product and make it perfect for the users. Now the audio is capturing from this mic. You can see this is enabled. That's all.
Mit dem SL40 schickt das Unternehmen FDUCE ein neues Mikrofon ins Rennen, das für eine UVP von 100 € eine gute Audioqualität und mehrere Anbindungsmöglichkeiten bieten soll. Das Mikrofon kann wahlweise per USB oder per XLR angeschlossen werden. Die Aufnahmequalität ist dabei in beiden Fällen gut. Das SL40 erlaubt rauscharme Aufnahmen mit einem stimmigen Klangbild. Im USB-Modus werden dabei zusätzliche Funktionen am Gerät angeboten. Am Mikrofon gibt es eine Mute-Taste und eine Lautstärkeverstellung. Außerdem können auch Kopfhörer angeschlossen werden, die dann neben den üblichen Wiedergabesounds auch das eingespeiste Mikrofonsignal abspielen. Hier lässt sich leider das größte Manko des SL40 finden. Während das an den Computer übermittelte Signal bei uns nahezu rauschfrei war bei der Live-Wiedergabe am Kopfhörer leider stets ein Rauschen zu hören. Gut sieht es dafür bei der Konstruktion und der Verarbeitungsqualität aus.
Este microfone aqui, excelente microfone, olha só, você já consegue fazer todo o controle aqui do áudio, né, como o volume do microfone, volume do fone de ouvido, deixar o microfone no mudo. Olha só, fazer um teste aqui, ó. Aqui é onde tem o mudo, né? Se eu clicar aqui, pronto, olha só, ficou mudo, show de bola. Se eu clicar e segurar, ele já vai mudar aqui, ó, para o microfone, o fone de ouvido. E se eu clicar e segurar de novo, ele já vai para o microfone, podendo alterar o volume de mais para menos com esses botões aí. Excelente compra, gostei bastante, vai me ajudar bastante aqui nas produções de vídeo.
Item arrived, didn't work. Look, doesn't fit. Doesn't fit at all. So you can see I'm twisting it non-stop. It's actually not getting any tighter. Then from my boom arm, I thought there was something wrong with this. Same thing applies. Twist it, doesn't get any tighter. So there's a fault in here somewhere.
音質チェック。テステステス。チェックワンツー。チェックワンツー。パピプペポ。パピプペポ。ただいまマイクのテスト中。このマイクは SL40 ボーカルダイナミックポッドキャストマイクです。
Hi, we're live at 10 on your favourite station, of course, Devon Air Radio, with the Saturday Shuffle. And tonight we have our usual bits and pieces. We've got Chris's Cheese. He's chosen the 3 dodgy looking tracks there. And we've got, oh, bloody hell. Rubbish, aren't I? Really? Eh? Can't do it. Not in one go anyway.
Das ist eine Testaufnahme mit dem SL40X Podcast-Mikrofon von der Firma FDUCE. Ich habe das Video nachträglich vertont und ja, die Spur nochmal hinterlegt hier auf dieses Video. Und ich finde die Soundqualität echt gelungen.